The example of khafi that is given, as the Prophet said, that the hidden shirk will go so unnoticed within my community in the later ages as a black ant goes unnoticed in a dark night walking on a black rock. The shirk al-khafi is reliance on other than God and seeing independence of other than God. So if I wear this ring and I feel that this ring independently can do anything for me, this is a sign of shirk al-khafi, and it's most detrimental because it goes unnoticed. Similarly, if I feel that the person for whom I'm working is the one who independently is giving me sustenance, then that is known as shirk al-khafi. If I feel that the people give me honor, it's shirk al-khafi. If I feel that the physicians provide me with cure, this is shirk al-khafi. The Imams beautifully have demonstrated how to rid the soul of shirk al-khafi. In Joshan Kabir, the Imam says, Ya tabib man la tabiba lah. O physician for the one who has no physician. At my level, I understand this very differently. As Ayatollah Jawadil Amuli expressed and explained in one of his Ramadan lectures when I was there in Qom, back in the day when I was studying in Qom, when he said that we people understand this statement to mean that when all the physical, worldly physicians display their inability from curing an ailment and a disease, the human soul or the human individual runs to the mosque, falls into prostration, and says, "O physician, for the one who has no physician, I have become hopeless of this world, now only you can help, O God." Or as the doctors say, "We can't do anything, now only God can help." This is looking at this particular statement in a very apparent manner, like most of us do. But when the Imam utters it, he does it through a very different sentiment. What he is saying is, he's addressing shirk al-khafi. Here he's saying, "O Allah, despite me seeing cure being provided by the physical physicians of this world, I know you are the only physician who is providing the cure through them. You are the Shafi, and it is your name, Ya Shafi, that is working through different hands. So the cure from cancer is got from you. You appoint means to bring it to us. But removal of shirk al-khafi demands from me that even the means is not seen as the means, but it's seen as the direct hand of God. As Hussein ibn Ali says, "O Lord, should I look at your handiwork and be led to you when I see you before it, beyond it, below it? I see your hand in the process of creation. When I see the hand in process of creation, why should I look at your handiwork and not your hand directly?" This is the removal of shirk al-khafi. So shirk al-khafi is most dangerous since, as opposed to worshipping idols, here God is worshipped as Allah, the One. But in the name of Allah, the One, Allah is worshipped by me for my own sake, as Iblis worshipped Allah for his own sake, not for Allah's sake. Here, the great idol is raised in the name of Allah, and that idol needs to be broken. We worship Allah who is defined by us in our minds. Shams Tabrizi was once in the gathering of ulama where they were frightening each other through the wrath of Allah. And he said to them, "Your God will punish you because that is your God. You worship such a God. Since your dispositions are vengeful and you've portrayed them on your God and you're worshipping that God, in other words, you are worshipping nothing but your own projection of God." So shirk al-khafi demands us to check our understanding of God and to break it and to allow God Himself to suggest what He is beautifully, and at every point to be in a state of sincerity where all these boundaries and limitations are broken. The high symbolism of Kaaba represents this. When we go around it, we are actually freeing the heart of attachment. The heart, which is known as qalb, and as Shaykh Abdullah Hayri says in one of his books, qalaba means to turn. Attachment with other than Allah is shirk. To turn freely is to sever those attachments, to free the emotional world to evolve towards Allah as in how He suggests. But at the same time, it is an intellectual form of liberation as well. When we go around the Kaaba in an uninterrupted motion, what we are doing is we are breaking the idols in our minds that are erected in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah is not one that I have thought. He is the utmost principle of liberation. He can never be what I have thought of him to be. He is genderless, colorless, directionless, houseless, statusless, religionless. And yet everything converges to him. All religions to him, all genders to him, all colors to him, all languages to him. He is nameless and all names are his. So sincerity requires that we are freed of other than Allah. The other than Allah in the final analysis is me, myself, at an intellectual level and emotional level. And that requires introspection, and at that deep, intimate level, shirkul khafi has to be removed. How wonderfully Ibrahim salamullah alayh expresses this when he is flung into the fire. His level of sincerity is such that Gabriel trembles and he comes. He says, Ibrahim, allow me to save you. He says, Gabriel, has Allah sent you? He said, no. He said, then be away. Away with you. It is between me and my God. He said, then in that case, supplicate to God to save you, for we cannot withstand this seed. He said, Allah knows best. If He wants, He can burn me to ashes. If He wants, He can save me. That is the level of sincerity. Again, the frog that was sipping a drop of water from a nearby spring or a stream, and then hopping to the hole where the inferno was prepared for Abraham and spitting therein, when approached by an angel and asked as to what it was doing, it says, I tried to put out the fire in order to save the friend of God. And the angel said, but do you think such a mighty fire can be quenched, can be extinguished by a little drop of water that you spit into it? The frog replied, my job is to save the friend of God to the best of my capacity. The rest is up to Allah. Such is the level of sincerity that is required. I am doing this, I leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without any want. This is the beautiful example Hussein ibn Ali shows. When he is totally liberated in his soul, Zainab Salamullah alayhi narrates that he took a moment to his own self and he stood on a small hill with his head uncovered and pleaded to Allah in a secret whisper, O Allah, I have abandoned the creation in the passion of meeting with you. O Lord, I have accepted my little children to become orphans so that I see you. O Lord, looking on at his enemies, if these swords were to shred me into pieces, my heart shall not cease to yearn you. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali tayyibin at-tahirin.